Do you need an easy roast chicken recipe? Probably my easiest is toss a chicken in the crock pot, pour a jar of barbecue sauce on it, and forget about it for 8 hours. This isn't quite that easy, but it is a pretty easy roast chicken. To do this, what we're going to need is we're going to need one roast chicken. You're going to need 6 tablespoons of chili crisp. This is Szechuan chili crisp from Fly by Jen that's pretty spicy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the spice with some butter. Need 1 whole stick of butter. I am going to use 4 cloves of garlic, and I've peeled them, but I've kept them whole. That's because, as you recall, the flavor of garlic gets more intense the smaller you make it. I'm going to keep this sort of gentle. I am using scallions. Now, these are only 2 because they're really big. If your scallions are skinnier, you might use 4. If you don't like onions, you're not going to use them at all. And then I'm going to take a page from Marcella Hazan and use a lemon. She has a very famous recipe called roast chicken with 2 lemons, where all you do is use 2 lemons in the chicken. I'm using more than the lemons. But anyway, let's get started. So the first thing I've done here is I've prepped the chicken. And really, all I do there is take it out of the bag. You do not wash it because chicken can carry all kinds of bacteria. And the USDA says when you wash it in the sink, you spread it all over the kitchen. So you don't wash it, you just take the paper off. And then they have what are called giblets in the middle in a bag. In here are the neck, and then the heart and the liver, although it looks like they took the livers and they just have the heart. I do not save the giblets in the stock bag because they can turn things a little bit bitter. So what I generally do is I will boil the heart and the liver and give them to the dogs, and the neck just goes in the trash. But for now, we're going to put that aside. I already told you I took the garlic cloves. They're large pieces. They're going to go in the middle. We are going to take the scallions. They're in chunks. Then we have the lemon. What we do with the lemon is we take a fork and we put holes all over the place. Some people use toothpicks, but I think it's easier if you can do 3 or 4 holes at a time with a fork. So that's what I do. And then the lemon goes in the front like this. If this was a bigger chicken, I would use 2 lemons. Now, my grandmother had a sailmaker's needle where I would sew it up. I'm not going to worry about doing that here. This isn't going to cook that long, and it's going to be fine even without being sewn. But what I do have here is butcher's twine, and we're going to truss it. This is not fancy trussing. This is just take the twine, putting it under the neck, and we are going to tie the legs together. The reason we do this is because if they're not tied together and they fly around by themselves, they'll dry out because it's such a tiny little piece of meat there. So you want to keep them against the body, and that will help everything cook better. In addition to the legs, the other parts that can fly around are the wings. So there are all kinds of fancy things you can do with the wings too. But this is a little bird. I'm not going to be fancy. So I am just going to tie the wings around it. So you really don't need a fancy cooking class in order to truss a chicken. This chicken is trussed, and that basically just means you tie down the parts that are going to flap around by themselves. And then you are going to just take the edges of the twine, because you don't need lots of it running around that could burn, and trim it off. And here we are. So we have the chicken with the seasonings inside and the legs and wings trussed together. Now, I have about 6 tablespoons of chili crisps here, which is a little more than 1/3 of a cup rounded. You can use this just by itself if you really like spice. I am making dinner for a family that includes a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. And although my granddaughters like things spicy, they don't like things incredibly spicy. So I am taking this and I am mixing the chili crisp with a stick of butter, half a cup of butter. So it's just about even, a little bit more butter than chili crisp to give yourself a chili crisp taste. Now, the other thing that you have a choice of doing is you can actually, if you look here at the chicken, I'm going to move here. Sometimes when I put butter, I'll stick my finger under the skin and put everything under the skin so it really moistens the meat. This is a small chicken, high quality chicken, so the meat is going to be pretty moist anyway. I am not going to do that. I'm going to keep all the seasoning on the skin so we get nice brown, crispy, chili crisp skin, but we're not going to have too much under the meat. I am then going to serve the chili crisp on the side just as it is. So those adults who want more chili crisp with their meat can add it as a garnish. But the seasoning is just going to be on top. I am going to take my roasting pan. And again, this is almost like a jelly roll pan. It's about 1.5 inches up the sides, not really flat. So there's enough to catch the juices, but it is not high enough that it will stop the meat from browning. And now I am just going to take the chili crisp butter mixture and wipe it all over the chicken. So you are going to get that luscious flavor all over the place. I have the oven preheating to 425 so that it's really hot when the chicken goes in there. But then as soon as I put the chicken in, I'm going to turn it down to 325. Now this is a chicken that is 3 pounds, 11 ounces. Generally, roast chicken on stuff takes about 20 minutes a pound. As you can see here, we have the chili crisp all over the top. I'm going to let this sit at room temperature until my oven comes up to temperature. After the chicken has roasted for about 20 minutes, I'm going to put a meat thermometer in. I'm not going to put a meat thermometer in before we start because I don't want to get the bacteria and things on the outside of the chicken pushed in. Should be okay because unlike beef that I'm cooking rare, with chicken you cook it all the way through, but I'm still going to wait before I put the thermometer in. And that's it. Let's get started with our chili crisp chicken. The chicken's been cooking for a little bit. I'm going to put my probe thermometer in at 165 degrees. And the reason I waited was so I wasn't pushing anything from the raw part of the chicken inside. One of the things you want to be careful of when you are putting a probe in the chicken is to make sure you don't hit the bone because the bone gets hotter than the meat. So I'm putting it in as close as I can get to the middle of the breast meat and have the timer set for 165 degrees. And here is our beautiful roasted chili crisp chicken.